Ender Wiggin in Ender's Game by Orison Scott Card is the perfect example of an effective leader. He's intelligent, disciplined, and compassionate. He knows how to distribute power, and he knows when to step down from power as well. You can easily see Mandela's 8 lessons of leadership displayed in Ender. Mandela's first lesson of leadership is courage is not the absence of fear, it's inspiring others to move beyond it. Ender demonstrates this when he's confronted by Bonzo in the shower. We know from his thoughts that he's terrified, but even he notes that he can't let it show, or Bonzo will have the victory. Ender uses Mandela's second lesson with his army at battle school. He splits his army up into multiple toons so he can keep track of everyone through their toon lead. This leads to Mandela's third lesson, lead from the back. Ender uses this lesson perfectly by giving each toon its own leader. He distributes his leadership power so others may feel empowered as well. This is an effective way to lead because it will give your group members confidence and allows the leader to be less stressed. Know your enemy is a very important lesson given by Mandela that Ender displays really well. When watching the war tapes, instead of watching human battle tactics, he learns from the buggers' battle strategies. He does this because he needs to know how they're so good at what they do to make himself better. Later on, when trying to defeat the buggers, he tries to find their weaknesses by watching the film so he can use it against them. Mandela's fifth lesson is used when Ender is trying to figure out the teacher's game. He holds Graf very close to him to try and learn what manipulation techniques they might be using on him so he can avoid them and know when he's being influenced. Mandela's sixth lesson, Appearance Matters, is super important in Ender's leadership style. In battle school, when the teachers keep cheating against Ender never shows his frustrations to his army because he wants to win, and they can't win if they let negativity get to them. He hides his emotions again in the final battle with the buggers. He's told he's being evaluated, and instead of telling his army and stressing them out, he hides it from them so they can perform to the best of their abilities. When Ender shows compassion for the buggers, he's demonstrating Mandela's seventh lesson of leadership. He doesn't see the buggers as being these horrible, nasty creatures. He sees them as living things that are just trying to survive. He sees them as equals, and that's what Lesson 7 is all about. Quitting is leading too isn't a lesson Ender uses often as he always tries to defeat his enemy. However, it was used once when Ender was under Bonzo's command. Instead of challenging everything Bonzo told him to do, he followed orders even if it meant his army being defeated. This shows discipline, which leads right into Sun Tzu's thoughts on leadership. According to Sun Tzu, leadership is categorized into 5 different characteristics: intelligence, credibility, humaneness, courage, and discipline. While Ender and Bonzo both have the intelligence, credibility, and courage to lead, Bonzo lacks the humaneness and discipline. Bonzo thinks he can always be in charge and therefore lacks the discipline required to lead. If a leader doesn't give their followers a chance to shine, they will soon lose their support. Bonzo's violence is also an issue because he does not show compassion to anyone or anything. If a leader is always harsh, their followers won't respect them or their decisions, which is exactly what we see when Ender disobeys Bonzo's orders in the battle room. In a more in-depth analysis of the differences between Bonzo and Ender, you can easily see how Bonzo doesn't care about his actions. On the contrary, Ender spends a lot of his time analyzing what he's done, what he's doing, and what he's going to do. When Ender gets his first army, a younger boy named Bean is promoted to it. Bean is a very intelligent child and confronts Ender about his decisions quite often. Ender is taken back by this and treats Bean in a harsh way. After acting this way a few times, Ender quickly realizes that Bean is him when he was younger and that he is Bonzo. Ender soon comes to the realization that he can't treat Bean like Bonzo did to him, or Bean will resent Ender. Ender's ability to analyze situations helps him greatly as a leader, especially when watching war film from the bugger versus human battles. However, he sometimes overanalyzes situations, like when trying to beat the real game of battle school. Ender thinks the real game is to go against the teachers and try to not let them get to him. When he does this, he keeps himself in constant panic mode, which is why he hesitates leaving battle school to go to command school when they ask him. He thinks by doing what the teachers want that he's playing their game, when in reality, the teachers are just trying to get him to save the world. Another difference between Ender and Bonzo is their ability to adapt. In battle school, Bonzo sticks to very strict formations in battle. Although his formations were originally winning him battles, all of the other armies quickly memorized his formations and developed their own formations to beat him. Despite Bonzo's constant defeat, he doesn't listen to his toon leaders when they tell him they need to change what they're doing. Ender, on the other hand, goes into battle with no planned formations and collects feedback from his toon leaders, and from there gives each toon leader instructions on what they need to do in order for them to win the battle. In addition to Ender's ability to be flexible and Bonzo's inability to be flexible, their feelings for people are extremely different as well. Bonzo has no compassion whatsoever, but Ender does. Ender is so selfless when it comes to his army that he puts his members' health before his own. He shows this when his army is having battles every day. Although they need to practice to get better, Ender can see their need to rest and lets them do so. A perfect example of this elsewhere is in the movie The Blind Side.
Baby, wash my stuff, all right?
Okay.
Well, at least he'll look good coming off the bus. They'll be terrified till they realize he's a marshmallow. Looks like Tarzan plays like Jane.
Give me a minute, Bert.
We're in the middle of practice, Leanne.
You can thank me later. Come. Michael, do you remember when we first met and we went to that horrible part of town to buy you those dreadful clothes? And I was a little bit scared and you told me not to worry about it because you had my back. Do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
And if anyone tried to get to me, you would have stopped them, right? And when you and SJ were in that car wreck, what did you do to the airbag?
Stopped it?
You stopped it. You stopped it. This team is your family, Michael. You have to protect them from those guys, okay? Listen. Okay. Tony here's your quarterback, all right? You protect his blind side. When you look at him, you think of me, how you have my back, how you have his, okay? All right, Tony, go back. All right. Oompa Loompa here is your tailback. When you look at him, you think of SJ and how you'd never let anyone or anything hurt him. You understand me? All right, go back. Got it?
What about Collins and Mr. Tui?
Fine, they can be on the team too. Are you gonna protect the family, Michael?
Yes, ma'am.
Good boy. Now go have some fun.
In this example, Ender is Michael. All Michael does is put others first and protects them. This is exactly what Ender does with his army. Ender also leads like Leanne does in this example. Ender can be stern with his army, but he always brings out the best in each soldier. As you can see, Ender's leadership style is far different from Bonzo's. I think anyone evaluating the two can see how much more effective Ender's style is than Bonzo's. Ender is the perfect example of a leader because he managed to find the perfect balance between too harsh and over-compassionate leadership. This balance is what any leader needs to have in order to lead effectively, and Ender does so flawlessly.